There are people who change the world by shouting. There are people who change the world by fighting. And then there are people who change the world by doing something even harder, by staying calm. This is the story of a man who fought the greatest empire on earth without ever raising a weapon. His name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, but the world remembers him as Mahatma Gandhi, the great soul. When Gandhi was a boy, he wasn't brave. He was quiet, shy, and afraid to make mistakes. When he studied law in London, he wore suits, practiced manners, even tried to sound British. But deep down, he never truly belonged. After finishing his studies, he moved to South Africa to work as a lawyer. And that's where everything changed. One night, Gandhi bought a first-class train ticket. He sat quietly reading until a white man called the conductor. They told him, "Colored people aren't allowed here." He calmly showed his ticket, but they didn't care. He refused to move. So they threw him out into the freezing night. That night, sitting alone on the platform, he asked himself, why does this world treat some people as less human than others? He could have gone home. He could have chosen anger. Instead, he chose something much harder: change. From that night onward, Gandhi stopped being silent. He began organizing, writing, and speaking up, not with violence, but with truth. He called it satyagraha, holding on to truth. It meant fighting injustice without losing your humanity. When he returned to India, his homeland was still under British rule. Even salt, a basic thing everyone needed, was controlled by the British. So Gandhi acted. He didn't pick up a gun. He picked a path. He walked 240 miles to the sea, barefoot, under the burning sun. Thousands joined him. When he finally reached the coast, the world was watching. He bent down, scooped a handful of salt, and said, "With this, we are free." It was simple, peaceful, and it shook an empire. The British arrested him, again and again. But every time they did, his movement only grew, because when you jail a man who refuses to hate you, you make him stronger. Farmers, teachers, and workers, even children, joined his movement. They refused to obey unfair laws. They refused to be silent anymore. But Gandhi's greatest strength was compassion. He once said, "The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong." He wasn't fighting against the British. He was fighting for humanity. Even after India gained independence in 1947, he didn't celebrate. Because his dream of unity was breaking apart. India and Pakistan split, and violence erupted. Friends became enemies. The streets that once shouted for freedom now echoed with screams. Gandhi couldn't bear it. He stopped eating. He said, "I will not eat until my people stop killing each other." He was 78, weak but unshaken. And slowly, the violence faded. On January 30th, 1948, he walked to his evening prayer. He smiled at the crowd, then 3 gunshots. His last words, "He Ram, oh God." The man who taught peace was taken by violence. But Gandhi never truly died. Because his power wasn't in his body, it was in his idea. And ideas never die. Today, his face is on every Indian rupee. His statues stand across the world. But his true legacy lives in those who still believe that kindness is stronger than hate. Martin Luther King Jr. followed his path. Nelson Mandela called him a teacher. And millions still whisper his words. Be the change you wish to see in the world. So maybe the next time you face injustice, you don't have to shout. You don't have to fight. You just have to stand your ground and stay kind. Because sometimes the most powerful weapon on earth is peace.